welcome back to Scott and the Dot, and today we're going to have an interview with someone quite interesting. This is GLA to my left.
Hi. Hello.
So, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into why we're having the interview?
For me, what do I want to talk about myself? Not really interesting, I guess. I love to talk to people.
Okay.
Yeah, I love conversing, learning stories, meet new people. Since young, I love talking to people. When I was 8 years old, I was talking to this Australian man. You know,
Okay.
as an Asian kid, you know, like we don't really talk to people.
Yeah.
Right. So my mom was quite shocked the first time when I talked to this Australian man. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she was like, "What? What are you doing? This is not you." Then she pulled me back. But she's always been sharing this story since then. You know, of how like I'm very open and talk to people because I guess back then when I was young, I watched a lot of American shows.
Right, so
Yeah.
the kind of sense of wanting to talk to
Yeah,
someone
wanting to
else
talk to
has
someone.
always been there.
It's always been there.
Okay.
Yeah, since young. So I guess that's me, and I love meeting new people. I met you.
Yep, that's how we met, was through the 365-day challenge.
Yes, the one that I came up with. Yeah,
Yep.
quite recently actually.
So what led up to that, the starting of that? What
Right.
gave you the inspiration for it?
Yeah, so okay, a bit of a story back then. I was working in a central, like I was working in town, right? So then I went for some training for like about a week or two, right? Then I thought to myself, since I had no one to eat lunch with, so I went downstairs. I saw this guy sitting there, and I approached him very awkwardly. That was my first time. I thought to myself, you know, maybe I should try ask him have lunch with me, right? So I walked up to him, and then I was like, "Hey," he was like, "What's wrong with you? You know,
I think
like
most people would.
what's going on? You know, right? Yeah." And we're in Singapore anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I said that. I said hi. I wasn't as confident as I was because it was my first time. So I said, "Do you work around here? You want to have lunch?" So I was interrupting myself,
Yeah.
which it's not helping anyone anyway, right? So then he was like, "It's okay, no thanks." So I just bolted up and I walked all the way.
Okay. I'm
Yep.
just going to adjust this camera back again. It seems to have wandered.
Okay. So where were we?
Right, yeah, you're talking about the inspiration for it.
Yeah.
What led you to it? And,
Right.
yeah, you said the first guy.
Yeah, the first guy made me realize that it's not the right. You cannot just approach someone by saying, you know, you want to eat lunch with me or stuff like that. People don't buy into that. I guess nowadays people want an idea. They want something they can follow. So I came up with this thing called a challenge, right? So a challenge essentially makes people think like, wow, it's a challenge, so like I can get along with it, or like a project, you know. So this 365 challenge. So the way I ask it is, hi, I'm doing this challenge to make a friend every day for 365 days. Would you want to help me out?
Yeah.
Right. So if they're seated down, I will go a bit more. I would say I'm doing this to step out my own comfort zone, meet new people, expand my social circle. But if they're walking really fast, I would say very fast. I was like, "Do you want to help me out?" You know. Then they will catch their attention. They'll be like, "How?" Right. So then I would say just two things. One is a point of contact. If not, we're just acquaintances. We're not friends, right? So then maybe we can have a coffee in the future and stuff like that. And the second thing is a quick selfie, so I can share this story with my friends. Yeah. So that's
Proof that you've done the challenge.
yeah, it's proof that I've done the challenge, and so far I realized, well, I learned a lot about myself actually. Yeah, a lot of things about myself. I thought it's more like learning people's story, but in the end I feel like I learned more about myself than any other
I was
people.
going to ask that. What's the
Yeah.
difference do you feel in yourself between the day you started this challenge and now you're on day 40?
39, yeah,
39,
40 actually.
Yep.
Yeah, so the day I started, I was not confident at all. Not confident at all. I wasn't even like sure what I was doing. You know, like I would never see myself doing this for 40 days, right? So it's funny, you know, time passed. What I realized after this 40 days is that, you know, people actually talk to you because you talk to them,
Yeah.
right? You always tell yourself, you know, like this person's not gonna talk to you. You know, all these things in your head. You know, like, oh, the person's rushing away. Oh, the person's gonna think that.
Or they're onto their phone or whatever.
Yeah, they're on their phone, or like they're not
headphones
interested,
and-
right?
yeah.
Like, oh, don't sell me things. No, like we're not doing that. You know, just give it a try. Look every opportunity as a rejection. Like you're going towards to get a rejection from them, and you might surprise yourself. Yeah,
That's
like,
a good way to look at it.
yeah, that's how I see it actually. I was like, get your first rejection, right? But then most of the time, the first rejection never comes, and it turns out to be a yes from the person, right? Because I've been doing this for quite a while, and I know when to use the right pauses. I don't say like, hey, I'm doing this challenge, I do want to have I say it very comfortably. I say it very confidently now. Prior to that, there's a lot of trial and error throughout the process, right? So day one, I learn a lot. I learn a few things. Day two, I learn more and a little more, and I just improve myself. Now for me, I guess, like, if you ask me to do it to that person, most likely I would say 70% the person will be okay with it. Because if they say no, now I learned that last week, is to ask why not. You know, why not?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a friend. Unless you're telling me like you're on a rush or you don't want to make friends, then it's okay, I'll find someone else. But generally, you know, friends, why not? Just one additional friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too big to ask, is it?
It's not too big, yeah. You're right.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to ask, some people might be watching this and thinking, well, you must be really super confident to go up to people, strangers, and ask them this. So what would you say to them?
I mean, confident plays a part, I guess, being confident. But day one, I'm not confident at all. But look where I am now, right? It builds your confidence, right? You just need to know that it's all in your mind to push yourself. You need to push yourself. How do you push yourself? So for me, the first week, I guess, for me is I'm not confident. I'm shy. I don't even want to talk to people because I scared they'll judge me for my skin condition, but we'll talk about that later, right? So
well, we can talk about it just now if you want. I mean, obviously that might affect your confidence if you have a skin condition.
So I have a bit of eczema, right, since 16 years old actually. So now I'm 24, it's like 8 years already.
So that's a kind of skin condition which results in dry patches,
red patches. It's caused by stress, it's caused by it's in your blood, so it's not contagious, right? But it's caused by stress, it's caused by heat. If it's too hot, you'll become red. If it's too dry, then you have dry skin, right? And a lot of complications actually.
I'm not that familiar with eczema, but I'm familiar with psoriasis because one of my cousins has that.
Right.
I'm guessing it's very similar, and it looks bad. It looks really bad.
Yeah, it is.
To other people.
It really does, and it can be itchy sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's hard for you to control yourself, especially at nights. And then the next morning you wake up, right? Those really severe kind, which I've been through, there'll be bleeding and stuff like that. And when you take a bath, it hurts, and
so it looks kind of angry and sore.
And
not infected, because of course it's not infected, but because you take care of yourself. But you know, it looks worse than it actually is.
It is.
So obviously people must react to that in the street.
Definitely, yeah. So
and that must affect your confidence.
It does. It really brings me to a really enclosed state, I guess, because having all these conditions, right, especially on my face back then, I would not even look in the mirror.
Yeah.
To be honest, I wouldn't look in the mirror. I wouldn't look in any reflection, because I'm aware that by looking at it, it'll still be there, you know. And whenever I walk on and take public transport and stuff like that, people on the train, people on buses, when they look at me, I can sense it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not looking at them, but I can sense it.
Yeah.
And it's not a pleasant thing, lah. And one thing I realize is I get more angry when people look at me. I don't know why. I guess it's because I'm aware that I have this condition and they're judging me. I feel like they're judging me, but they're probably just looking at me, right? So my confidence level was an all-time low back then, and I really just want to get home as fast as possible. I just want to go out and let alone talking to people.
Yeah.
Right. So that's really, I felt really down. Yeah. On the skin condition.
Well, I was going to ask, do you have it's day 40 of your challenge? Has there been any bad days or bad experiences with people?
Yeah, definitely. There'll be good days and bad days. The reason why the good days are extraordinarily good because of the bad days, actually, if you think about that. So
I suppose you've got to experience one to appreciate the other.
Yeah, that's right. So the bad days can be like getting a rejection, getting tons of rejection. You know, I've got one day I got 7 rejections because that day was just purely for making friends with a female.
Right. Yeah, you have the system where is it
Tuesday and Thursdays?
Oh, Tuesdays and Thursdays is
female,
females, and
Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays male. I want to balance it out. You know, maybe in the future I can be a matchmaker. You know, like someone
never
who's
know.
single, and
If
you
there's
know, I
someone
can,
out there, you never know.
yeah, I can link them up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but so it was a Thursday. I remember. I approached I try to profile some. In my head, there's still like a bit of like a challenge. I would say like, oh, this woman, this lady right in front of me, she would probably say no because she thinks I'm a creep, right? It happens too often, really.
Yeah.
It really
we can
happens.
talk ourselves out of these things.
Yeah, and like, oh, it's too hot right now and stuff like that, right? So that day was really bad because the first rejection was like okay. The second rejection was another one. You feel like you can actually feel the rejection getting to you.
You can feel like a punch in the gut.
Yeah, you can feel that because like, what have I done wrong? Like, why not? No one's there to answer that question.
Yeah.
Right. So when that happens to you, the first time it's okay. The second time, for 7 times, I remember when I went home, right, my head was like hanging because I was like dead tired.
Yeah, you must feel really defeated by it.
Very defeated. Number one. Number two, I'm exhausted. It's about 4 hours. I was outside for 4 hours looking for someone to be friends with, a lady preferably, and stick to my whatever I came up with.
Stick to the rota. Yep.
Yeah. So I went home defeated and feeling very down, and I think it affected me the next day that I have no confidence to actually go out and do this.
Right.
Yeah. But after that, I pushed myself. I say, today just make one, and I overcome it, and I start to realize, hey, it's not so bad actually.
I was just about to ask. So how do you lift yourself up from that kind of defeat?
I actually look back. I look back because this rejection was like after a few weeks already. So I look back, like, what about all those times, like all those people that I met?
Yeah.
Like you. I met you in the second week, I guess, on the first week.
Yeah, it must have been quite early on.
Yeah, it's quite early on, and I look at pictures like that and like, hey, that was a really fun experience. It's a 365 challenge. You're not gonna give up right now. It's not a 30-day challenge. So I pushed on and I managed to come on top.
And there might be occasional days where you just don't quite get that connection.
Yeah.
But
there are days like that.
Tomorrow.
Days like that. So make sure that the next day you do too.
That's a good idea. I've seen on some of your pictures that you meet not just one people, but like a group of people at a time. So you count them as the ones to fill in.
because I mean, at first it was just this person. I don't usually talk to groups, right? So I talked to this like lady. There was this picture. There's 3 ladies.
Yeah.
I talked to her first. She brought her friends. Then I went to like, hey, let's do it together. Maybe you can help me out even more. So the 3 of us took a picture then, and I got every single one of their contacts.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I like maybe next time we can meet individually, or you want to meet in a group. I'm fine with everything.
That's 3 days worth of friends right there.
Right, like that,
So I was going to lead on to what about the good days? I take it that was one of the good days then.
Yeah, that's a good day actually. Yeah. And that was like my first approach actually. So some days are like that, it really is good, and you feel very happy, you feel very fulfilled, you feel very happy because of the bad days actually. You feel very happy when you go home. You're like prancing, like, today I made a friend, and my friends get to see it on Facebook. My friends get to see this challenge. It's gonna be amazing, Yeah.
So I know you have a girlfriend. What does she think of your challenge?
Oh, okay. My girlfriend, she kind of hates it actually.
Okay.
You know why she hates it? I guess it's my fault, because what I do is sometimes I struggle to do it myself. When she's around, I would always pull her in. I'll always say, hey, just point to someone. Just point to someone and I'll go. Because I don't want to have the energy to actually think, oh, I'll look like who to go to. Right, so I kind of delegate it to her. So she will be the one pointing, and I will be the one like, okay, going, right? But she told me like, I don't want to point to anyone. Why do you want to do this? I want to go home. I want to go eat. Like, it's dinner time. We should go. Why are we doing this now? So thanks to her. I mean, actually, she helped me out a lot. Actually, sometimes there was this one day I told her, maybe you stop them for me. I want to challenge you. But actually, deep down, I'm just like, I don't want to do it. Let her do it instead. But yeah, she's really helpful in this challenge.
Okay, so what would be your thoughts for the future beyond the hashtag 356day challenge?
Right. I didn't mention this, but actually, so I was in military 3 years back actually, 2016. I was in the military.
Right.
So back then,
NS then?
my national service. Right. So back then I had this dream. I will call it a dream now still. Right. So the dream is to be able to talk on the stage in Australia, TEDx.
All right, like a TED Talk thing.
TED Talk, yeah, a TED Talk. Sharing my life story, sharing wisdom with people, and sharing new information and stuff like that. It's always been my dream to be able to talk on stage. Public speaking. I love that. Right. So what I see myself doing this challenge, I actually Googled if anyone did this challenge before, 365 days make a friend. There's actually this lady. She did this challenge. I shared it on my Facebook actually, and she told me a lot of stuff. She told me the thing that she says, right, it's exactly how I feel and exactly the same thing that I do. She say sometimes I'll stay out until like 11 p.m., which I did, right, for 2-3 hours just to make a friend. And she also make a friend, right? So it's very similar. And then she make friends with homeless people. She make friends with like criminals, and she learned stories like some people actually murdered someone. All this really personal information.
I'm sure there's a wide variety of people out there in Singapore.
And it's really inspiring when she say this murderer just opened up to me. This murderer didn't open up to anyone, right? But me, because we're not close enough so he feels comfortable sharing it.
Yeah, you're not really close enough to judge him or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So he opened up and then he shared like, I murdered this person. No one knows this but you, and I hope you can keep it a secret. And I guess she has a really trustworthy face, so she managed to learn a lot of stories, and I aspire to be like her. So she gave her talk also, which is a TED Talk, and she also mentioned like I think having all her friends in the same hall, or not. Maybe that's what I think I want to do, is to have 365 friends all set in one hall together. It's like a networking thing, and learn about each other's story. I mean, everyone would be, I would presume, willing to come, considering they are in for the challenge. Yeah, so that's that.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck with it.
Thank you.
I certainly hope you get on well with it. You actually get most of the days filled in.
Yeah, most.
And for those who don't, I hope you meet groups of people to make up for that.
I will definitely make up for that. And there'll be 365 friends next year, late March. I assure you that.
Fair enough. Well, I'll be putting links in the description down below to JLA's Facebook page.
Facebook, Instagram, anything. Yep. Yeah, I go there often.
I think you're kind of toying with the idea of starting an Instagram.
Yes, I'm thinking of that.
Well, if obviously not at the time of filming, he's not done that, but once he lets me know, and I'll edit into the description that he's got an Instagram for it now.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for talking to me.
No problem. I love it.
If you know anyone who's just as interesting, let me know in the comments or email. The email
let me know too.
Let JLA know as well, and he can meet and make a friend.
Yeah. Join me. Come on.
Exactly. Can't say fairer than that. Join him.
Join me.
We'll see you next time. Okay. Bye.
Bye.